Hi, welcome to Tiny Teacup Reads. Thank you for being here. Today I have another book review for you. This time it is Fingersmith by Sarah Waters. If you've spent more than 10 seconds watching my videos, you probably know that I am a huge fan of historical fiction, so when I saw that this one was set in Victorian London, I really had to give it a try. It begins with Susan, a 17-year-old living in London who has had a very Dickensian upbringing. She is a plucky orphan who is being raised in an environment with lots of crooks and thieves and scammers. Her own mother was hanged for murder when Susan was just a baby, which is something that has very much shaped the way that she is perceived and the way that she also perceives herself. So when the opportunity arises for her to make some good money by tricking a young heiress out of her inheritance, she goes along with it. She is sent out of her beloved London and to the country to become the lady's maid to Maud, who is the heiress in question. And she is supposed to assist her accomplice, a sketchy young man known only by the name of Gentleman, in his quest to get Maud to fall in love with him, marry him secretly, and then, once the marriage is illegal, to help get Maud locked up in an insane asylum so that they can have her inheritance. That is the plan, and at least in the beginning, it goes well. Until Susan does such a great job of infiltrating Maud's life that she begins to develop genuine feelings for Maud and wonders if she can actually go through with this plan. And that is just the beginning of this book, but I don't want to spoil it because I think it's so good and you should read it for yourself. As I've said before in my videos, I love a female character who gets to be devious and morally gray, and this book absolutely delivered on that. As for the historical aspect of the book, that part was brilliant too. As a history enthusiast, I was fully immersed the whole time. It is clear that the author's done a massive amount of research to get this right, and even the parts of the book that feel kind of too outlandish to be true have sources cited at the end of the book showing that yes, this is actually historically accurate to the time period and these things did happen. Sometimes I feel like historical books can get a little bit too hung up on the historical aspect to the detriment of the story. Sometimes it can feel less like you're reading a novel and more like you're reading a history book. And I have to say I'm glad that this book did not fall into that trap. It did a really great job of balancing those two aspects. My only issue with this book is that I think it went on a little bit too long. It is 550 pages long, and I think the first half was better than the second half. And to be clear, I did enjoy the whole book and I was fully immersed the whole time, but it did get to about 450 pages and I started thinking, okay, I guess it's time that we start wrapping this up, and then it kind of went on for a bit too long. I think this book would have benefited from cutting it down a little bit, even just by like 50 pages. But that's my only minor complaint. I still give this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars and I absolutely loved it. I made the mistake of beginning to read this book on a Sunday night, so instead of being able to breeze through the whole thing in one go like I really wanted to, I had to space it out over 4 days, which is a very special kind of torture. Every single night I had to make the responsible choice to be an adult and to put my book down after an hour or two and go to bed at a reasonable time so that I could get up for work the next morning. So I would very much recommend this book if you like historical fiction that centers on women, or if you like queer stories where that is not the biggest part of the story, but it is definitely an aspect of the book. But that's my review. Have you read this book? Do you like it? Or do you have any recommendations for books that are similar that you might like? I am always looking for new books in this kind of genre. Please let me know in the comments below if you do have any recommendations. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I hope that I will see you in the next video. Bye!